Welcome to Chronic Combat Conversations, a live look at our best bets, picks, and predictions for every UFC event. With your hosts, TB Scouting MMA and
the Guru back again for UFC Vegas 100. Can you believe it? We've done 100 of these fucking things in a warehouse in the desert. But to celebrate that, we've got Neil Magny, the Haitian sensation, taking on Carlos Prates, the cigarette smoking sensation. But before we can get into this banger of a card, this love letter to the Apex, we've got a very, very special guest in the building. One of the hottest MMA pick makers in the game right now. Make sure you check out his surging YouTube channel, 138 MMA. What's going on, buddy?
Guys, honestly, I'm honored that you would have me on for such a monumentous card because we've reached the century mark. We are here for UFC Vegas 100, UFC Apex 100, and it is a beautiful time. We've had so many great moments in the Apex over the years, and I honestly couldn't think of a more monumentous occasion than the 100th celebration of the UFC Apex. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to breaking down this card with you guys, and conveniently, there's at least one fight added. It was the Zaleski fight that I didn't break down on my channel because I put my video out too early. So it'll be nice to be able to get this out there and not have to record a solo video for that fight where nobody will watch it except for maybe 150 people. So yeah, this will be great.
Hell yeah. Hey, anything that we can do to help out the people that support the almighty 138 MMA, one of the good dudes in the community, truly dedicated to the craft. The professor himself breaking out the whiteboard and breaking it down for the people, and just no ego, no anything, just what he thinks and how he sees it. And that's what I love so much. So if you guys aren't already,
yes. No.
Okay.
And he's also the thorn in my side, bane of my existence, person I can't fucking beat on Brady's year-long running show. I have a couple good hits, and, I'm floating above wall. Basically break even or make profit each time. No. This fucker needs to hit 20 unit bets each time. Must be over 100 fucking units. Dude's a savage. With
oh my God,
I'm at 60 something. Honestly, I am currently setting the record for most units on the show ever.
Incredible, just clutch performance after clutch performance. And Forrest, we appreciate you making it back. Second week with Triple C. Let's make it 2 going on 1 million. We're here for the long haul, baby. Glad you followed, and yeah, we were right about Romanov. Hey, it happens. Nice. Sometimes we'll be wrong too, such is the life. But happy you're joining us again. And listen, if you guys haven't done the amazing thing like one old Mr. Forrest Daniels, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, throw a like on the video. It helps us out so much, and we're here to give you a good time, the best bets, best guess, always free picks. What is it, 5 weeks in a row right now that we're in the green, Guru?
That is true.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Joe Piper. Be like Forrest Daniels. Not only subscribe to the channel, but go follow us on Twitter as soon as you do that, because that's how you really get to interact with us. So shout out guys like Forrest Daniels. Shout out everybody in the chat. Shout out 138 for being here. And let's get jiggy with it.
Nah. All right, we've got Neil Magny, the Haitian sensation, versus Carlos, the Nightmare Prates. Oh man, we're either taking a trip to the Magniverse or we're smoking darts outside the Apex after this fight. One way or another.
Taking shots. That boy takes shots of whiskey, grilling fucking chicken and steaks. That dude knows how to party.
Smoking darts, baby. Let's get it. I mean, he's everything you want a fun, crazy fighter to be. Knockouts galore. Power from all different types of weapons. The question is, are we going across the Magniverse? Are we taking a trip down into Clinch and Grapevine and Backtake City and drowning you in the Colorado cardio of one Neil Magny? Or is this Haitian sensation going to be living his own nightmare as Carlos Prates finishes him, starting with some nice calf kicks and leading up to a beautiful straight right down the middle? I think that realistically, the bookmakers probably have it right. I mean, knockout is what, minus 400. So if here's how I'll play this. If we're in round 3 and Neil Magny is not already currently donezo, you have to lay like $5 or something on the live plus like 2,000, right?
That's
but
like the lamest. That's maybe the lamest thing I've ever heard.
But I think we're getting to round 3. So play the over.
Well, that is a much more interesting thought. I don't really love the idea of that live entry because I think everybody's going to be wise to the fact that if this starts trickling over into round 3, that you've got to be worried about your protest bet. Yeah, I mean, you know what? He takes a fair amount of time against Li Liang, who just continued to eat punishment after punishment after punishment.
Yeah.
The Radke shot was a body shot, and Trevin Giles again late in round 2. And you know, I don't really trust Giles' durability very much at all. So I consider this fight extending out. What's the over 1.5?
Well, over 2.5 is plus 154.
No,
let me get you a better answer.
I can read. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I said so. Let me see if I can get you a better answer.
Thanks, buddy.
Doing my best out here, but
you're doing something.
Yeah, I don't know. We're not doing great on that. Doing it quickly, but now we're at the alternative total rounds on DraftKings. Thanks. So over 1.5 is minus 130. Why not? That's kind of hot.
Right. That's what I'm way more interested in. That sounds amazing. I'll play that straight up. And we might actually have to play that now. We only have limited amount of books that have alternate over options like that.
Is Bet365 another one of those friendly over?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna go check what the line is there. And how about Mr. Tyler, 138 MMA? What the people came here for? What do you got on this fight, brother?
So here's the deal. I tried to take Li Liang over Carlos Prates, and I learned that was horrible and stupid, and I deserved all the backlash I got for that, because that was just stupid. It was just straight up stupid.
Yeah.
Li Liang landed a couple of good shots, don't get me wrong, but he had no chance. Zero chance of winning that fight. And as tough as he is, it just wasn't going to be enough. And I think it's something similar for Magny, but the difference is I think Magny is going to be less willing to just go forward and eat these shots. The way you beat a guy like Prates is to wall install. But Magny's not going to be able to do that for 5 rounds. He might scrape a round. He might scrape 2 rounds. He might even scrape 3 rounds. Unlikely. Because Prates, if you try to shoot takedowns, he's going to make you pay for failing those things. But if you wall install him, you can burn clock. I think after 2 rounds, if Magny does it for 2 rounds, I think the ref's going to be like, nah, dude, you can't be doing that anymore. And I think that strategy's gone. And I think Prates wins. There's no value on minus 800, really. I mean, like, even if I think he wins, I'm not going to lay $800 to win 100. It's just not, I just don't want to do it. It takes up too much of the sports book to even like make it worth it. Right. And you don't get enough in return that you're like, yeah, that was a great bet. I blocked off all my other bets by I didn't drain my book, but you know what I mean? So the point is, I wanted to find a spot that I thought is likely, but also got some pretty good money. And I'm going to give away a freebie here. I played Prates by decision at plus 800 for like $15, but wow. I think that has some real legs to it, because Magny isn't the type to engage when he's getting just his shit pushed in. He's going to be like, no, dude, I'm going to stay at range. I'm going to, try to push you up against the cage. I'm going to do what I can to not just eat big shots. We don't see Magny get knocked out a lot. Now, we did, obviously, against Morales, but we don't see it a ton. And Prates takes his time. So I think as Magny starts getting hit, the dude's going to buy time, create space, and I think Prates is going to land the big eye-catching shots and win a decision. So we're going with that.
Nice. Yeah, so you definitely like over 1.5 at minus 120 on BetMGM is what you're telling me.
Love it.
Wow. So we're going to go ahead and do that. 20. So yeah, we're going to do like to win 1 unit is what I'm going to do there. I don't think I need to be like overexposed,
I might do it to win
but I
too.
need it.
I might do it.
That's what I'm debating here. Is that what we need?
I just don't know that he's. Listen, how would you line a fight between Michael Morales and Carlos Prates?
I think Prates would beat the brakes off Morales.
Yeah.
I mean, Morales is way too hittable. Way too hittable. He's durable, but he's hittable.
Yeah, so I think it goes over, but I think Prates wins.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things where Morales is going to take a beating for like.
Is this?
I mean, maybe
is
the
this
first round Morales wins. The second and third round, Prates is hurting him.
Is this Magny's first main event, or did he main event that fight against Pons? Is this his second main? I'm trying to remember.
It can't be his first, can it?
It could be, but I mean, he's been in the UFC forever, so there's probably one random time that we're just missing, and he was. But like, I mean, 2020 he's fighting Anthony Rocco Martin. I mean, if this is the fight versus, it's the Pons fight. He's 2018 versus Pons. He gets knocked out round 4. You fight 140, but otherwise, I think that was his first. This might be his second.
Wow.
Yeah, I think we uncovered the play here. I think we did.
Yeah, it's probably
the over 1.5, easy.
Easy, right?
Yeah, Prates isn't starting fast enough, and even in his last, other than the Radke fight, I think that one might have been under 1.5. But like Li Jingliang was over
because
1.5.
it's a body shot.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
He goes over against the Li Jingliang, who dies a million times, but he goes over.
Yeah.
And he goes over versus fucking Trevin Giles.
Yep.
Right. He's nailed it in 2 of his 3 UFC fights, and they're giving us minus 130. It's total narrative based on Magny's last fight with Michael Morales, who, if anybody's been a combat fan, I had said on breaking down that fight, I said, if you want to bet this fight, you have to fade the narrative and bet the under, because the fucking over is juice to the tits. Now all of a sudden the over is fucking plus, minus 130 for 1.5 and plus 154 for 2.5. Doesn't make any sense. It's a total recency bias.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and also like I don't think Magny's gonna come out the same as he did in that fight after realizing that just didn't work out in his last fight. Like he's not just gonna go out there and just engage in like let's see if we can eat this shot right out of the gate, because that one lasted 30 seconds or less.
Didn't go well.
Yeah.
Both casuals. Nice. All right. Prates and Magny, both of them. All right.
Yeah.
Anywho.
At the same time in the same fight.
Right. Hey, one after the other. How did we get this as the co-main event is what I need to know. UFC Stats updated this. And what are we doing here?
Well, somebody at the UFC knew what Ricky Tercios was saying, I think.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I got that. I was like, what?
Nice.
Yeah, that guy's fucking crack.
Yeah, Ricky Hadouken, Tercios versus the Lion King, Bernardo Soai. Oh, man, this one, I mean, I have some real questions, and I mean, I'm going to pick Soai based off of the town and what I saw pre-UFC, but like you watch the Vinicius Oliveira fight and you see how badly he gets knocked out. I'm not ready to go run and play minus 325 at this juncture. That's all I'll say. Like
I'm so scared for his fucking health. I thought he was done. I thought it was retired. I swear to God, I thought it was retirement city. I mean, that might be. First off, I don't know how when we don't talk about that fight, nobody's mentioning that fight for knockout of the year. And when Chronic Combat does their, when we do our yearly year in review show, that absolutely will be something I push for to make it. That fucking knockout was absolutely crazy. It was maybe one of the most brutal ones I in my history of memory. The other most brutal one that comes to my mind is Jiri versus Dom Reyes. But like just fucking lights out disaster.
Right.
So yeah, I'm very concerned about it. But he's a young kid, so he's probably all right.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping.
Kids are terrible.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, I'm just like I want to just do some like crazy combination of 2-leg round robins on this card.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the chalk plays out in most scenarios. There will be places I pass, and this might be one of them. I don't know if Soai is going to be one of the guys
I'm
I
kind
put
of
in
interested
there.
here. And again, maybe tell me I'm crazy.
Okay.
What about the under? Didn't Ricky just get finished?
Yep.
And
so
Soai just got finished, but that was technically
Tercios doesn't finish anybody, so I really don't care about that. I guess that's the problem, is that you really don't expect.
He takes Raul Rosas's back, and he nearly gets a rear naked choke on Rosas, but then he realizes, that chin, the construction of his anatomy, it's just impossible.
and then what's his face? Soai has never been submitted, so it's just not. That's the problem with the unders. You really only see it from the Soai side. Maybe
It's a clear
Soai
pass
finish
for me.
only.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I could see that part, but I don't know.
I don't know what
Something
the line
tells
is.
me that something could be in the water here. But Tyler, what do you think, man? What is there anything catching your eye?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a Soai win here. I don't know if he gets the finish or he gets the decision, but I think it's clear. I think what he's going to – something that I noticed that he does on the regional scene is when he gets to the body lock, he sticks to it, and he stays there. So even though Ricky's really good at getting to his feet after he's been taken down, the body lock's still going to be locked on from Soai. He doesn't let go of that. He'll stay on, and he'll let go a little bit to do some ground and pound, but he'll keep one hand around the body so he can continue to hold that when they try to get back up and he can mat return them. I think he's going to be able to do that enough that he can at least bank 2 rounds, even if he does gas out like he did in his last one. Although that was a short notice fight, getting him a little bit of a pass. I think he's going to be able to do just fine. And another thing that's a little different too is Tercios and Oliveira are vastly different in their physicality. And I think Soai showed he had physicality to keep up with Oliveira for a while. Tercios doesn't have that physicality. So I think it's Soai all day. He could definitely get a decision. He could definitely get a finish. So the method's tricky. But yeah, Sopai's the clear winner in my book.
Yeah, it seems pretty obvious. So we'll see.
I think they're done. I think they're done with the whole. I think they're done with the whole Ricky Tercios experiment. Like, I think they thought he was amusing and possibly funny, and then he's been terrible, and they're like, "We're done with you."
All right. Happy birthday to Shinobi, 7th birthday.
Happy birthday, Shinobi. We're big cat fans on this podcast.
Is it Obi-Wan Shinobi the pillow?
What happened to that guy? He got one UFC fight, and then what's he doing?
I don't know. He probably didn't deserve the one UFC fight. Maybe a second one? I don't know. It was Cameron Simon, I know, at least for one. Oh, what's up, Landon? Appreciate you joining. Headline during COVID versus Chiesa.
There we go. I knew we had to have headlined at least another time.
Oh, you know what's funny? I was thinking that, but I didn't think it was the main event for some reason, but it was. It was that Wednesday card. I'll never forget that because we bet Chiesa plus money, and that was a good one.
I used to love those Wednesday cards. I wish they would come back. Where we could have we would have a Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday. Oh my goodness, that was great. I missed that.
That was crazy.
It was amazing.
What did Forrest ask?
Blake Grice, he did a good job, I thought. Jordan fight, that was a nice finish. Thought Rose and Blanche, he let Blanche do her thing on the mat, didn't aggressively stand them up or anything. And word up, Shinobi.
Honestly, the fact it wasn't notable means that's perfect. That means he did a great job.
Exactly.
If you're not standing out on our mind that you fucked up, then that's wonderful.
All right, we've got your uncle, Gerald Meerschaert, GM3. He's got a nice mustache. He's representing Movember 12 months of the year versus the Dutch Knight, Renan Derringer. A very interesting matchup here, getting the double champ status in one, sequentially losing both of those belts to just an absolute tank of a human being, Anatoly Malikin. I mean, that guy is just an absolute monster. And if your game plan is that you need to wrestle a guy like that, then your corner is going to be throwing in the towel the second that they don't like what they're seeing. So, and the first fight, you're just getting knocked out round 1. So here we are. He's basically like, I've got no one else left to fight in one. Like, I've dominated every other person. They've cleaned out a lot of the divisions. I'm not fighting Anatoly again. So here we are. We're dropping a 185. It's no hydration rules, whatever. So you actually, middleweight isn't 205 here. He actually has to go down to 185. So he actually has to cut the weight. But then watching him in a couple of these matchups at 185, I'm like, well, he's got a little, love handle scouting MMA over here. He's got a little jiggle. He's got a little something he could lose around those love handles. So I think 185 isn't the concern here. The concern is if you're consistently going into the wrestling world of Gerald Meerschaert, are you really safe enough when, what was the guy's name? It was Bagshed or something like that. That dude gets a crazy guillotine attempt, 30 seconds into the fight, full guard, ripping on the neck, and he's a short, stubby guy. Gerald Meerschaert, he's got a bit longer reach, and I think overall he should be able to do a little bit more with it here and be able to get a little something. Like the stats here are fucked up. This is definitely not for the Ritter fight. I think they didn't have like the update with his stuff because he's making his debut. So just disregard the stats. But the Ritter, he's going to be taller by 3 inches. He has a 1 inch reach advantage, and he's 3 years younger. So I feel like he should be able to stay safe. He should be able to wrestle. And I expect that the over 2.5 minus 105 and the fight goes the distance plus money is where I end up on this fight. And it's probably DeRitter by decision, because if not, like I think Gerald's going to need a submission. I don't think he's winning minutes on the mat here. I don't think he's the better athlete. He's the older guy. I'd be scared of a round 3 submission or like an immediate guillotine. Those are the two things I'd be afraid of. But DeRitter's going to be part of the 2-leg round robin of madness this week.
Oh God, I don't know that I'm interested in that because that's crazy. Rangers down 3-0, so I don't know what the fuck's happening there. And then I'm just kind of confused. Like, I mean, I kind of lean me over based on like initial reads, but then when you're leaving it at minus 105, I'm like kind of confused because I mean, are both guys not live to get a finish at some point?
Yeah, they are, but
so like,
are they really going to?
I mean,
because both of their specialty is what the other guy is also good at.
Well, so do you think Renan just lays on top of him for control for 15 minutes? Do you think the grappling negates and then they're striking? Like,
well, I honestly wouldn't love that for DeRitter. I think Gerald actually might be the more comfortable striker if he survives the first 30 seconds of the fight.
That's fucking crazy. Like, then how if that's what you say, then we have to go GM3 here. I don't understand how you could be on RDR.
Well, he's got 30
other than he's the shiny new toy.
He's got 34% takedown defense, and anyone that's committed to a wrestling game plan against Gerald and not been submitted in like the
success.
Success. And we're talking about like Christoph Jocko. It like having extended terrible wrestling control. Right. So like, come on, like you don't think DeRitter could just kind of stay safe for 15 minutes?
That's why I love our show over other shows, because you don't have to come in here with these staunch opinions. I want to talk this out, and that's the whole show. So yeah, if you can, I can implement that wrestling game and avoid the sub, you should be able to cruise to a victory. So RDR is fine in your parlay as long as you hedge out with a little GM3 sub.
Yeah, I mean, you can see what's happening live on those numbers,
Tyler 138, please tell me what we got here.
I think the Ritter's grappling is vastly better than GM3. Okay. And I don't say that to discredit GM3 because he's very good on the mat, but I think the Ritter is legit awesome grappler. I mean, this dude, even if you just watch pure grappling that he's done, like he's super high level. But when he takes it to MMA, it's even better because the guys he's fighting are also worried about him hitting them. So he's able to get some stuff that, you can't quite get in a jiu-jitsu match. So also his takedowns, he can use traditional wrestling takedowns, but those throws that he does are just absolutely devastating. Like he'll slam you down and knock the wind straight out of you and get the finish just because you're trying to catch your breath. I think the Ritter's the better grappler. I do think on the feet, Meerschaert has a chance, but he's not super dangerous. And I think the Ritter's the more dangerous guy on the feet because he's got some nasty knees. Even if he's not the best striker, those knees are just mean. And they will put you out. So I think the Ritter is the rightful favorite. I think he gets to win. Yeah. I think grappling is what he's going to do. And I don't know that he subs Meerschaert, but he sure might. And I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah, the Ritter's probably good for a parlay.
So that's okay. So now that comes back to where I really started with my handicap, which is that the under 2.5, the under in this fight seems interesting.
It's not bad at the price, but I wish there was a nice little plus there.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
I don't think I'd lay more than a unit to win a unit. So it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, if I'm going to play if I'm going to play an under in a fight like this, where I'm 50-50 on whether it goes over or under, I want to be on the side with a plus, and neither side has a plus.
I understand that. I understand that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I would agree. All right.
Okay.
Sounds good to me. We're moving on. We got Luana Empty Tank Panero versus Jillian the Savage Robertson. Plus 310 on the Panero side, minus 395 on Jilly Bean. Tyler, you had an amazing cash on this one. Jillian Robertson on this season of Best Bet.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got here in this fight, man? I'm gonna pass.
Jillian's doing it again. This is my most confident pick of the card. I don't know why she's not the minus 800 favorite. She's gonna cut through this girl like she don't matter. Robertson's the better fighter everywhere. Even in the striking, I understand Panero's got better power, but Jillian is just gonna keep coming forward, and Panero is gonna fall apart. Like that's what happens when you put pressure on her. I bet Jillian like over a week and a half ago, and the line was much better. I wish I had just emptied the book on her, honestly. I can't see her losing this fight. So Robertson wins. She could win by submission. She could win by TKO.
Yeah.
She could win a decision, but I just don't think Panero can survive. So we're going to take Robertson probably inside the distance. But yeah, I wish I just dumped the book on it.
I think you're not 100% right, but 1,000% right.
Here we go.
I don't think that they like the product in Luana Panero, and I think they love what they have in Jillian Robertson. She's somebody that's been a company girl. She's been there a long time. She gets fucking finishes. She's got some of the most finishes in I think it was flyweight at the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
In history. So now at strawweight again, she's killing it. So I think that she's somebody that obviously I don't think will be champion, but is somebody that can threaten the top 10 of the division. Mm-hmm. And Luana Panero is somebody who has kind of shown her ceiling, and I'm not, you know what I mean? She doesn't really have as much going for her. She's not an expert like at anything like Jillian is, right? She's kind of a decent overall master of none, and you know she's now lost 2 in a row. They gave her the high level competition in Angela Hill and Hibas, and she barely beat Waterson Gomez. So like
I don't know that she did.
Right? That I think I had Waterson in that fight. I don't fully remember.
I did. We did,
and
we were very upset.
I think we did, and I think we were pissed. But whatever. Upset. Yeah, some of those things I blocked from memory. So no, I don't think that she's very good. The finishing upside's all over Robertson. She's not somebody that gets knocked out by one punch to sleep. I mean, you have to beat the piss out of Jillian. She's a savage. Classy, bougie, ratchet.
Nasty.
138. I mean, oh yeah, you told us. Big guy, Jillian.
The other Tyler
honestly,
time.
Dude, wait. So hold on, TB. Who the fuck did you parlay? Dude, you didn't tell us who you parlayed Ritter to, right? Why is it? It's not Jillian. Why is it not Jillian? I'm down with the back.
You haven't given me a chance.
Well, you had plenty of chances.
No, I passed it off immediately.
I'm gonna pass you off immediately.
Yeah. I gave the honors to Tyler right off the top. So now we're circling back to the other Tyler. And this is part of my 2-leg round robin of madness for this weekend's card. Jillian fucking Savage Robertson. It's party time. And if you're not playing round 2, round 3 individually, then you've got something else coming. Let me tell you, buddy. This is a rematch. This is basically a replay of Jasmine Jasdavicius versus Ariane Lipski. Like round 1 might be slightly competitive, right? Oh, Panero might have landed the slightly bigger strikes on the feet. Oh, it's kind of close. She stuffed the first takedown. By the end of round 1, you're like, holy fuck, this thing is turned completely around. Jillian got the takedown. She pulled guard. She worked her way into half. Then she reverses position. Now she's the one on top. And oh my God, okay, the round's over. Next thing you know, going into round 3, you're like, holy shit, is it going to be a sub or a knockout? Don't choose. Just choose round 2, choose round 3. And going into round 3, if we're there, go to Bet Rivers and hit the fight doesn't go the distance live, because it's going to be hot. It's going to be sexy. And I got plus 500 last week on the Jasmine fight not to go the distance after round 2. Like you could just see it. It's like the next takedown. I don't know if it's sub. I don't know if it's knockout, but we're getting it off. What up, Cody? How you doing, brother? Thanks for joining the show tonight. Appreciate you. And let's see if we can cash another big fat ticket here on Jillian Robertson. It would be a good time. So, all right. I don't know what the question was, but I found the Manser. We've got the answer, Manser Abdul Malik versus Dusko Thunder Todorovic.
Thunder. What a lame nickname, because Thunder, by definition, is just sound. You're not doing any damage. Like, why Thunder?
Right. Yeah. Well, the thunder is just the echo from the sound of the strikes that Manser is going to be landing on this guy. I mean, it's going to be pure obliteration. We've got Dusko, the disappointing Thunder Todorovic. And ultimately, I think that we have found the answer here. This is the answer to the Robelis de Spain disaster of a lifetime. Manser is coming out here. He's the one with the offensive wrestling. He's the one that's got the fight-changing power and athleticism. And guess what? We actually saw, like, he might have, like, slowed down a tiny bit versus Party Time. He was like, you know what? Fuck this guy. I'm going to finish him. And then he did the right thing and got him out of there. That was the answer I needed to see. I'm on the Manser. It's a mega 3-unit parlay. Add him to the 2-leg round robin of madness, but I've got one other leg that I put together with Manser here, and we'll see if everyone else agrees. But Guru, what are you doing? I'm not playing anything over under here. Just give me the good stuff with the disgusting money line.
You know I'm already on the Manser. I already placed that parlay with you earlier in the week. Dusko coming off like double ACL surgery, hasn't fought in almost 2 years, right? So, Channy, one-dimensional. I mean, this is if you're entering the UFC here, try to think of a softer landing. Yeah. I'm waiting.
Yeah.
I'm waiting.
You
do not get an easier layup than this. If he fucks it up, he fucks it up. He'll be more upset than we are. I'm just being like, this would be pathetic.
If you were lucky enough to get Mike Jackson when he was still around, maybe.
That guy was a fucking piece of shit.
Damn. Let's go, Triple
TV,
C.
you were watching like when Sage Northcutt was fighting and CM Punk were fighting. Like, you weren't a fan then, were you?
No.
Yeah, dude. Like that was the time to be alive. That shit was crazy.
It was real.
Yeah. Tyler, you got anything different on this fight, or are you choosing the correct answer?
I mean, let's be honest. Like, I understand the people that are like, but Manser has never really been tested. He's only 6-0. I get it, but like, come on, it's Dusko Todorovic. Although Dusko has a win over Michel Pereira on the regional scene, but that was a long time ago when Dusko wasn't dust. Yes. I think Mansour was going to put this guy's head through the canvas. I just don't know when. So, you can just add him to a parlay. I'll be surprised if Dusko can pull it off. The guy has good offense, but he's got no defense and not the durability to back up that style. So Mansour should get it done.
I love it. Love it. All right. Make sure you guys have done the right thing. It would be really messed up if you've been watching this whole time and you didn't throw a like, you didn't subscribe. Guru's showing us his draft top. He's got a cool little cutter, but now he said, everyone make sure you get a refill. This is the time. If you need a little something, doing a little something, have a little enjoyment on your end. Shout out to all the people in the chat. You guys are awesome. It's getting a little spicy in there, so hope you guys are let's focus on the fights out here. And not with each other's moms and dads. But anyways, please subscribe, please like the video. Helps us out so much, and we're always here bringing you the best guests. We got 138 in the building today. Make sure you guys are doing the right thing and showing your support to him as well. So, on to our next fight. We've got Carolina Care Bear Kovalkiewicz versus Denise D. Gomez. Oh, my word. I mean, this fight right here, it doesn't give me warm and fuzzy feelings.
It gives me AIDS and syphilis types of feelings. This is terrible.
You take Denise inside the distance, it's disgusting and sloppy and goes to decision. You take Carolina to win by wrestling decision, she gets stuff on every takedown and gets knocked out. Like, I feel like no matter what I choose in this fight, it's going to be wrong, but Denise Gomes is my choice to win the fight. I just think the physicality, the youth, the willingness to kind of just throw without any, like, regard for her own safety. Like, Carolina's not going to make her pay. And that's what's to be known here. And Denise, her trouble has been takedown defense and being. But look at what she does against Eduardo Mora. Like, I'm just impressed she survived some of that onslaught. And Carolina can't bring that physicality, size, and type of game plan that Mora did. So, I mean, but come on, we're talking minus 520 here. Like I want to add it to the 2-leg round robin of madness this week, but I'm not sure I'm getting enough value at minus 520 to do so. And we're talking not expecting a finish. It's over 2.5 is minus 280. Please don't play Gomez by finish. Like, Karolina Kowalkiewicz, even when her eye gets like nearly shut, she's still able to kind of like survive. It's crazy. So it's Gomes. It's by decision. The price is terrible. We're probably just going to have to pass here, right? Did you find any degenerate type of play, Guru? Decision's minus 145. Oh my God.
No, I honestly didn't. I really appreciated your breakdown because I feel like I don't know how to act. I don't know how to say anything different. The fight is pure AIDS. Minus 520. I mean, my God, you're not giving this chick any chance at all. I don't know, dog or pass, but I'm not interested at all. Like at all. I'm sorry. 138. Can you get me interested? Can you get us interested? What's happening here?
Oh, sick. Oh, I just gotta, so my girlfriend was just at jiu-jitsu class. I gotta shout her out for a second. She just sent me a text saying that so she's a white belt and she just subbed a blue belt today. So I'm fucking thrilled for her. So that's so sick.
Shout out.
You know, shout out to Kendra for subbing somebody a belt rank above her. I'm super thrilled. But, so anyway, about this fight, I think Denise Gomes is, she's just going to hurt Carolina at this point. Like, Carolina went on a pretty good winning streak. Don't get me wrong, but it was against competition. And like, I thought that Belbizia fight was going to be close, and it kind of was. And Denise Gomes would do very horrible things to Diana Belbizia. So, based off of watching her performances, I can't get behind Kowalkiewicz here. I've got to go with Gomes, and I think she probably can get a finish, but I don't, you can't you can't really confidently lay money down on her getting a finish because Kowalkiewicz is tough, but at the same time, Gomes is the type of girl that she'll just come at you with everything, and I could definitely see her getting it done. So I think you can add her to parlays. I think she's safe. I do think she gets a knockout, honestly. So we're taking Denise Gomes, and I think she probably gets a knockout.
I honestly think the way that you say that, especially with her fight style, I don't think that she goes to sleep or anything, but I think Carolina makes a business decision.
Yeah. She just turtles up and just says, forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can only lose so many teeth, stuff like that,
I mean, Daz, I don't think there's any chance
right
that Denise Gomes likes. Yes. I don't know that there's any chance Denise Gomes likes men, but it's possible.
She probably doesn't, but if she does, she's wife material.
That's wild. What is it, Carol Hose's girlfriend?
Yeah. Probably. Yeah.
All right. We're going on. We've got Gaston the Dream Killer Bolaños. Not the Beast. That would have been a good Beauty and the Beast reference for Gaston if he did that.
But what? Would have been. You know that guy's fucking name? Yo, what is? Are you good?
Gaston? I mean, come on, bro.
No, I know Bella.
Memorable.
And then I know the candle and the talking pot or whatever and the clock. You know the fucking guy's name?
No, I haven't. I mean, it's
you know his name right away.
That's not the Beast though. That's one of the other guys. I think.
Which guy?
I don't know.
You don't guy. Dude, what are you talking about?
Isn't there another guy?
You're naming the side. You're naming the side characters in Beauty and the Beast. That's what you're doing right now.
I think he was the other, the main other guy. I don't have all the answers for you. I just know based off of it struck me. But are you not entertained? We have Cortavius Romeus on the other end of this.
TV is the type of guy who knows the waiter's name that's doesn't really have anything other than are you guys ready to order in a rom-com. He's got it all figured out.
No, he did
all
not.
Of it.
He has nothing figured out. That's the worst part of it all.
It's like Rain Man tendencies, the connecting of the dots over here.
Oh, jeez.
Guru's killing my dream of enjoying myself with the nicknames on this show. But what do you got in this fight, brother? What are you taking?
Me personally?
Yeah. What are you doing
I
in
mean,
this
I think
fight?
Cortavius. I think Cortavius is probably pretty safe here. I mean, Gaston does a decent job of switching stances. And he's a fairly explosive striker himself. But I mean, that's essentially just giving Cortavius what he's looking for, right? I'm not sure that the height advantage really helps Gaston here. Reach is fairly close. So yeah, I don't know. I do lean Cortavius, but at the same time, he did show on Contender Series that he did not finish Michael Imperato. He showed that dude ended up being fairly tough for a Canadian regional guy. Over 1.5 kind of piques my interest, but nothing that I'm like, what's up?
Could he get subbed here?
Who gets up? I mean, you think Gaston could get sub?
Yeah.
I mean, what gym is fucking this guy out of? Pura Vida? I guess that's actually possible. It's not a terrible gym.
This guy.
He's got 5 subs. Why not?
He's got really good, like, he can
like
throw
that as
arm
a
bars,
dart
he can
throw.
throw triangles. He's
got 5 subs over absolutely abysmal competition, though. So take that into account.
That is true.
That is the other
but he'll
problem.
at least try for it.
He will.
So, but my question is, will he have takedowns? Is that because I feel like Gaston might have more technical striking. That doesn't mean he's going to land more in this fight, but he might be the more technical striker. So if he's more patient and Romulus comes in, like, I mean, he was going crazy during his first Contender Series fight. I mean, if he didn't go rabies mode and shot for a couple takedowns, then like, is it not a different experience? But no, instead he's flatlined in like a few seconds. So I'm tempted to add him to the 2-leg round robin of madness this week, but something's telling me I think I should just go over 1.5 instead. Believe it or not. But I don't know. What do you think, Tyler? What are you doing?
So here's the thing. Cortavius Romulus, he throws really, really heavy leg kicks, and he likes to throw them. And I get it, but the problem is he just throws them naked, and he does not protect himself when he does so. And Gaston's gonna see that and put him out. I think I think Gaston wins this fight. I think Romulus is very good if he fights with the right game plan and has a good stylistic matchup. I don't think Gaston's that matchup for him. I think Gaston's a better striker. I think he hits way harder. I think he's going to be able to see the athletic striking that Romulus has, and he's going to be able to counter that with legitimately skilled striking. And I think that if Romulus is getting the takedowns, I think Bolaños is going to do similar to what he did to Phillips and be able to get back to his feet or whatever and, work what he needs to do, land his shots. And I think Bolaños is going to be able to land the bigger shots and probably catch him on a couple of counters from leg kicks. So I'm taking Bolaños. So I wouldn't add him to that 2-legger.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of afraid of, is that like we could just be running into the
Cortavius done? What has Cortavius done to earn a -200 price tag against this guy?
He has an amazing name.
Yes. Yeah. When he has flashy wins, but they're over really, really bad competition. And I understand that doesn't mean everything, but I think some of the guys he's made. Yeah.
I think you make an excellent point. And when you look at these cards and some of these lines are wide, right? You look at a Jillian Robertson line that's wide. You look at Denise Gomes line that's wide. Like, does this line actually deserve to be as wide as it is? And I think it's one of those ones that flies under the radar. And Gaston could make a lot of sense because he's not a slouch on the feet.
Definitely not.
Right. And, and in his last fight, getting knocked out by Marcus McGee late in the second round, when he pushes Marcus McGee fairly well, and McGee's pretty fucking sick.
He's real good.
Yeah, really good, really well-rounded out of a fantastic gym that uses a ton of steroids. So,
speaking of which, looking at next week, I'm extremely interested.
Who?
Marcus McGee.
Yeah, for sure.
Marcus
McGee.
Marcus McGee against Jonathan Martinez.
Yeah, fuck J Mart. What is he gonna do? Calf kick him to death?
He's gonna try and he's gonna fail.
Yeah, that's it. That's all he's got.
Um,
Dog or
yeah,
pass? Love
that's
it.
a good. That's another good question. Can you trust the judges? No, just have fun and don't bet more than you can afford to lose. That's all I'd recommend. All right,
Judges are not watching the fight.
we're moving on, and this one's going to be quick for me. We got Lizeu Zaleski dos Santos Capoeira versus Zack the Pack Scoggins. I mean,
The Pack, is that your nickname or his?
I'm going to leave that for you to decide.
I think it's probably yours, and it's terrible.
Damn it.
His last name is fucking Scoggins, and the best
Scoggins, no S.
Scoggins.
It doesn't sorry. Like his name
it's
is
like the scrotum.
Scoggins.
It's like
Exactly.
his pack. Well, I can't put the scrotum in type over here, so I put the pack.
Yes, you could. That
so
would be
he's
hilarious.
got the pack. Come on. We're trying to be somewhat respect. It's like we're not saying the quiet part out loud. Like Zack the Pack, he's got like a nice little sound. Anywho, Zaleski dos Santos is going to absolutely obliterate this guy, whether it's over 15 minutes or it's over within 30 seconds. I just think he's on a whole other level. Scoggins, like watching his tape, I'm not impressed with anything I see there. It's all like hands down, super slow, one thing at a time. Doesn't really have takedown defense, but it's literally like the Kennedy and Zechiku versus Chris Barnett fight, except versus white guys when you're watching Zack Scoggins tape for his last few fights. It's terrible. And how does that get him to the UFC? Oh, because he's 7-0 and on FAC, and he's their champion for fighting a guy that was 40 years old with a gigantic
42.
Beard. Okay.
42.
Yeah. So
it matters. Maybe 26 to 28 doesn't matter, but 40 to 42 fucking matters. The dude was 9-17. Now he's 9-20. He's horrendous. And we're not talking about my boy Lee Main. This guy's literally 42. Looks like somebody's T.O. Like just getting after him for stealing the last Corona out of the cooler. Like it was really bad.
Christ almighty.
Really, really bad.
All right. Well, anywho, Tyler, do you have anything different? Do you have any props? Do you have this is your time to shine. You didn't get to break this down on your channel, so
yeah.
What do you got here?
So like you said, I didn't get to break it down, so I guess I will. But one thing I want to point out, like, I don't know if it was the same for you guys, but in circles I used to run in back in the day, back in probably like the early 2010s, scrog was a verb that was similar to intercourse. So scroggin was like, oh, you scroggin tonight kind of thing, like that. So
wow.
When I saw this guy's name, I couldn't help but crack up. So, maybe that wasn't a thing out on the East Coast where you guys are, but around here in the Midwest, that was a thing.
No, but I'm gonna use that now. That's
dude,
awesome.
It's a good one. Yeah, I think Elizeu Zaleski is definitely the obvious favorite. But wow, minus 850, that blew up quick. I think it opened minus 500 or something. It makes sense because like he's still legitimately good, even though he's getting up there in age. And I just don't think that Zack is ready for this. It's a shame for the guy's got a pretty record, but he's just not. He's not gonna beat Elizeu. And if he does, I will be absolutely shocked. I mean, that would mean that we are getting an incredibly drastic fall off. Yay, you know what's up. You know it's funny.
He's zacking on that Scoggins.
That's
oh,
right.
baby, that's Zack.
And I'm willing to bet that after Dos Santos goes in there and makes quick work, he's headed back to the hotel to do some Scoggins. So we're taking Zaleski Dos Santos.
I love it. Say less, do more. We're on to Semi the Jedi, Matthew Semmelsberger versus Chuck Buffalo, Charles Radke. Not that F-bomb, but the other one. Look out, Chuck Buffalo's coming to town. Hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your far left friends. They're not going to be happy when Chuck Buffalo comes to the microphone. But anywho, Semi the Jedi, he has the chance to right the wrongs of all that have come before him and continue the legacy of Carlos the Dart Prates. Can he land his own knockout here, or will he get his 11th knockdown without actually finding a finish? Matthew Semmelsberger, I don't know. I'm tempted here. He's going to have – so I don't know about the height. I need to see the face-off because Chuck Buffalo's 5'9", like that's infactual. Like, they need to fix that. They need to get me better measurements, because every time they say 5'9", they come to the face-off, and he's like the same height as the 6-foot guy across from him. So 6'1" to probably more like 5'11", 6 foot. But then Chuck Buffalo, he's gonna be giving up a reach advantage, I imagine. Like, he does kind of have like T-Rex arms when you look in the picture. Like, look at where those elbows sit compared to where semis are. So anyways, so ultimately I feel like semi, he should be able to land better strikes at the end of his, distance here. And the question is, does Chuck Buffalo get into the wrestling? Because if he does, by God, like, we know semi has no real answer for that. He's just going to end up on his back. He's going to try, but then he's going to jump some dumb guillotine and then end up stuck on his back, or like make some bad decision to try to scramble, or like, I don't know, a lateral draw or something dumb that's going to keep him in a grappling exchange when he should be separating and trying to strike. I predict he lands a knockdown, but we still go to a super close decision here. And like, I lean towards semi for landing the harder shots, but I don't trust him to land more volume over 15 against Chuck. And Chuck does have the offensive wrestling upside, but I'm not taking Chuck as the -162 favorite. I'm tempted to lay a unit on semi, but losing 4 out of his last 5, I don't know if he's given me enough to really trust it here. But I'm interested. I haven't pulled the trigger, but I'm interested. What do you think, Guru?
I'm just not sure how much Chuck actually wrestles. Like, I kind of cage pushing, but I don't know how much he really likes to wrestle. He really has enjoyed from my memory. And Sammy the Jedi loves his hands. You mentioned,
jeez, you're messing up really bad right now. Your audio just got messed up for the first time today. Like, really bad. So Guru, we got to have you fix that. You just froze as well. So Tyler, what do you think on this one?
So I've picked Chuck Buffalo in every single one of his fights in the UFC thus far, and I'm not going to change that now. Chuck Buffalo's getting this sucker done, and he's done right by me, because honestly, I've won money on the guy just overall, because he's pretty much always an underdog, except for this fight. I understand he's got them short, stubby little arms, but when he gets in tight, that lead hook is nasty. I think Chuck's gonna drop him, and then he's gonna sub him. We're gonna go Chuck Buffalo via club and sub.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Guru, I'm sorry. Let's check it out. Is it better? What were you at on that one?
Yeah, I don't necessarily love this fight. It's a dangerous fight. Chuck, I'm not sure again if he can get to the wrestling, and always for sure trust him on the feet. At the same time, getting knocked out by Carlos Prates, maybe not the biggest deal. Semi is certainly not the multi-leveled striker that Carlos Prates is, but he certainly hits very hard. So, I mean, unless you're playing Semi by KO, what's his real path? You think he wins a decision? He's going to out-volume him? He's certainly not going to out-wrestle him.
Yeah, I feel like the fight goes the distance, honestly, could be pretty interesting. I know 138
I'm
women
not
club
interested.
and sub. No, okay. All right. Yeah, I mean,
No.
ultimately, I'm thinking it's dog or pass, and I might have to end up passing.
Passing is definitely okay in this fight. That's probably the smart move.
Yeah.
Too many things can happen in a Semmelsberger fight.
Yeah, I could see it going the distance, though.
Mm-hmm. It could.
Semi's lost by. He's had 10 UFC fights. He's lost 4 by decision. He's won 3 by decision. The only KO loss was round 3 versus Medic. I just think it sticks out in everybody's mind.
All right. Yep. Probably. Yeah, but I think it goes to. I don't know. I think it's almost plus money. So I might have to dibble dabble. All right. We've got Cody the Spartan Stamann plus 220. Damon. Oh no, it's DeMonster Blackshear, not the.
What the
I guess
fuck?
this was Yusuf Zalal's place on the last card. so I must have not changed the nickname over. I have to have one fuck up per card. I didn't mess up any of the lines
You
yet.
already fucked up earlier.
I mean, he could be the Moroccan devil for today. It's fine.
Yeah, wait. How did I mess up
Did you forget
earlier?
already? You messed up somebody's whatever the fuck it was earlier.
Oh, the stats. Oh yeah. Oops.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm off my game. What can I say?
Off.
It's all right.
And
We're
your
here having
nickname
fun,
was
right?
one of the most abysmal you've done all year.
No, I did a great job. I didn't do
No, it was fucking terrible.
Leg Forest this
it was
time.
horrible.
I didn't do Leg Forest.
That was the other. That's in the running worst nickname of the year. Those two. Back-to-back weeks. You're fucking cooked.
So anyway, here's the question. Blackshear second submission or decision. Honestly, for me, it doesn't matter. I've got a 3-unit Tyrese Maxey out there on Mr. Damon Blackshear and Mansour Abdul Malik. Yeah, Andre Arlovsky out here in these streets. TB Arlovsky. We do a show every week. So make sure you guys are turning in to watch a true veteran of the UFC. Not just out here collecting checks, but we're breaking down fights as well. So Damon Blackshear, I think it's by any way he wants. And Cody Stamann, if he is winning, it's not decisive. It's going to be a close fight if it's a Cody Stamann win. So I feel confident in that, even with the big wide line here. I mean, you're looking at a guy that just has it's like a 6-inch, 8-inch reach advantage and a 4-inch height advantage. And I think a grappling advantage as well. I know Stamann
100%.
is difficult to get an initial takedown on. He could be difficult in some wrestling and scrambling exchanges, but I think Damon, he's going to be able to use his length and his athletic ability to beat Cody to certain positions. And it's different when a grappler gets top control versus when you're facing a wrestler with no grappling. And I think that's some of the guys like Cody's faced in the past. The Aljo fight was close, but the better grappler came out on top, and the better, longer athlete. I mean, he pulled off a crazy sub, but Damon Blackshear out-grapples a guy like Yusuf Zalal for 2 rounds before he gasses out on short notice. Then he fights Mario Bautista super close for a couple rounds before he gasses out, also on super short notice. I know he's shown some gas tank stuff in the past. I think he's fully prepared for this fight. Been training at a Kill Cliff, been putting in a crazy cardio and training regimen. I trust him at the money line here. Cody's on the way down, not on the way up, and I don't see a way that he's improved. And he's just been making bad decisions. I think he's over bloated for his size for the division. He cuts way too much weight, and then he panics and makes bad decisions in fights. So Damon Blackshear, let's max it out. Point to Mansour. What could possibly go wrong? 3 units here. I know Guru's with me.
Yeah, I am with you as well. But Cody Stamann again is somebody that is. I mean, would you be surprised if he was on the roster watch and released on, that he would be done? This would be last fight.
Jeez, it's going crazy again on you.
He was frozen in the best position. Though.
Yeah, you're looking at Uncle June status right now. Anywho, Tyler, pick us back up. He's coming back, I guess. What do you got in this fight? Are you on the Cody side? Are you very mad at me right now?
No. So here's the deal. 3 fights ago, Cody Stamann makes this a close fight. The Cody Stamann today, I don't know, man. His volume hasn't looked like it did in the past. His takedown volume hasn't looked like it did in the past. And I think he's starting to decline, unfortunately, because, he has a skill set that can put together a tough fight for, just about anybody, but he's not there right now. It's what happens to all of us. We get older, our body starts to fall apart. The volume's not there. So I think this is a Blackshear spot. I don't know that I want to pay that price on him, though, because maybe I'm just upset because I had a decent amount on Blackshear to beat Mario Bautista, and I thought he beat Bautista in that fight, but they didn't give me the ding nod. So I haven't bet. I think I've only bet Blackshear once since then. But yeah, I don't know that I can bet him at minus 270. I would need a minus 1 something to feel good about it, because I think Stamann is the line's kind of wide, even though Stamann's not where he should be. I think Blackshear wins, but I feel like the line's just a little wide for me to feel good about it, and I'd rather just pass. But yeah, I think Blackshear wins for the same reasons you've said.
Nice. Yeah, I agree. We're doing it all. Guru, yeah, he's gonna take care of some of those videos he had open in
Oh, that
the
makes
other
sense.
tabs. So he'll be back, but it's okay.
Dude,
We've
have
got
you guys considered changing your name to, instead of Chronic Conversations, to Arlovsky and the MMA Guru, and then just going wild with it and impersonations the whole time?
yeah, no, this is kind of crazy. Like, I don't understand what's happening here, but thank you so much for contributing to the chat. Wait, here he is. I keep on clicking it. I think he keeps on clicking it at the same time. Yes,
He's in. He's back.
He's back, baby. Let's go. The Guru back and better than ever. I love it. We're all on demand. Are you with Mr. Vicious or are you with Mr. Broccoli Malvado, Antonio Tricoli? I'm very interested to see. I feel like in this matchup, it's disappointment awaits at every corner. So how can I potentially lose some money here? Geez, I'm thinking Trayshawn Gore should win this fight. I think he's been like a way more impressive fighter overall from like what he could potentially offer. But what he's actually produced in the octagon leaves a lot to be desired. So trusting him at minus money here, I don't know if I'm ready to do it. But at the same time, on the other side, am I really trusting Tricoli to like out physical this guy to the mat and find a submission? Because I don't expect him to rack up top time over an extended period. I don't expect him to be the better striker. I don't think he necessarily has cardio. And I don't really know who he's training with like on a consistent basis as I tried to like look into it. So I don't know. I think Gore's working with the better guys right now, but I don't
Gore is definitely working with the better guys. He's just not working with the better girls. If you know what I mean.
But
the other problem is how the fuck can you trust Trayshawn Gore? Injury after injury. He's low volume. I mean, how many times do we see guys train with good people but still suck anyway? Like, it doesn't necessarily matter. I think he got fairly lucky versus Josh Frem with the power guillotine. That shit was fucking crazy. I bet Tricoli at plus 165 for a unit just based on principle. I think that he can keep him at range and possibly land the same amount of strikes and also maybe has the grappling upside. So I lean Tricoli, but would I advise somebody to put their hard-earned dollars on it and then somehow hate me if I'm wrong? Please don't do that. But if you have to bet this fight, I think you have to bet Tricoli. And even the over could be quite interesting because it's just sloppy AIDS hilariousness. And I could see them just playing with each other for 15 minutes
that's what you do. That's it. All right. Tyler, what do you got?
Okay, so back on the Ultimate Fighter, we had Trayshawn Gore. Everybody thought this guy is the second coming. They thought all the fighters are talking about him like he's good. The coaches are talking about him like he's good. He beats Urbina. He beats Gilmore. And then he's like in the finals to fight Brian Battle. And I made a bunch of money on Brian Battle because everybody thought Gore was going to win. And I said, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
So funny. I remember that fight. That was so funny because it's like, no, this is the real tough championship fight. And then he went out there and did nothing.
Nothing. And Battle just hit him like he was a punching bag for 3 rounds. Like it was incredible. And Gore, I made money betting on Cody Brundage over this guy. Cody Brundage. And not because he got DQ'd. Cody Brundage beat this man. He knocked him down, knocked him out, put him down with an overhand. Honestly, I could never bet on Trayshawn Gore to win a fight. I take that back. If he's fighting like some dude off the street, sure. But like Tricoli's not that bad. Tricoli's a big dude too. He's gonna have the range. He has a massive grappling edge, I think. Maybe not purely in the takedowns, but if the fight gets to the mat, Tricoli's gonna be better. He's gonna have better volume. I think he can land shots at range because Gore's gonna be it's hard to cross that danger zone when you've got a guy like Tricoli over there who is a dangerous guy and Gore's just way shorter. I didn't just bet Tricoli just as a straight bet, but I have this thing called the Patreon parlay. It's for my Patreon people. We have a parlay where we cover it with a base, and then we have another leg that we add to the base, play it again, but with a different amount of money. There's a science to it. But then we have another one again where it gets like where you get ridiculous. So basically, if Tricoli loses, it's not a big deal. But we have him as the final leg of this, that if he wins, we win a very substantial amount of money. And I don't actually feel like it's that crazy. I think he can win. I think he wins because Gore just doesn't do anything, and he's not super dangerous unless he gets you in a power guillotine. I mean, and come on, Tricoli's not falling for a power guillotine. Are you kidding me? Give me Tricoli, dude. Like, I feel better about Tricoli than I do about some of the other fighters on this card that I've picked, and that's scary.
Yeah, I bet Tricoli. I mean, I said it for sure. Like, I mean, I called it early in the week for him, and I had a feeling the line might dip, so I got in on that.
Yeah, definitely.
That's listen, I can't hate you for getting the best of the line when the market agrees with you. I just can't do it. But more power to you. I encourage you to trust those huevos.
Why can't I fucking remember the Cody Brundage fight, like, at all? I don't remember them fighting. I don't remember it.
It's something you would want to block out of your mind.
I'm sorry?
It's something you might have wanted to block out of your mind.
Why? Because it's a bad fight?
Yeah, just not.
It's
like,
fine. But, like, it's between two guys that usually disappoint. So, like, you know. But one other thing to mention, Tricoli is actually coming off of a win, mind you, on the streets where he beat up that surfer dude that used to be with Mackenzie Dern.
Oh, wow. That's right.
Yeah,
so
that was hilarious.
Tricoli coming in here with some momentum.
Wow. Okay. Antonio.
Little legal consequences in the name of your woman. We always love that.
Yeah, but you get the street cred, and that's worth more than any amount of legal consequences.
Honor.
Honor, yes.
All right. We've got Melissa No Mess Mullins versus Claudia Sloppy Segula.
No, she's not sloppy. If anything, I have no idea.
Have you watched her fighting style?
I have no idea where Melissa's looking. It's a problem.
Well, listen, if Melissa's no mess, then maybe it's Segula that's making the mess. She's got to keep her eyes on all targets.
Dangerous fight. I mean, honestly, I thought Segula really wasn't the worst fighter I've ever seen in the history of watching regional tape. Like, she really isn't that bad. She seems decent everywhere, but doesn't have a great job getting it to the ground, where maybe she probably wants it more often than not. Good job, Hooperton. I just, like, after watching Mullins get her lunch money taken by Nora Cornello, like, how the fuck can you play her at chalk here? Like, minus 270? She needs a finish. The only problem I have with the actual dog shot on Segula is the fact that I'm like checking her IG. I'm pretty sure she just made it to Vegas like today, yesterday, like max. Like, she didn't get her visa in time. It's hilarious. Crazy. So I don't know. It's very, very concerning. I don't even know that she'll make weight, but dog or pass, but still dangerous. Maybe the under could be interesting. If somebody makes a mistake or does something stupid. We've already seen Mullins be stupid and lose by finish. So sure, whatever. Under or pass.
Money's coming in on that under.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm. It was plus 200 earlier because I bet it at plus 200. So there you go.
Like that.
138, not leaving a mess over here. He's
no mess here. That's right.
Clean up on aisle 7. He's got the under here. I like that. That's an interesting angle.
Yep.
And you're picking.
Okay, you got to get it out of me. All right, Melissa Mullins is probably going to get the finish. Honestly.
All right.
But here's the deal, though. Like, if she doesn't get the fight to the mat, I don't really see her doing super well on the feet, and I could see her just kind of crumbling because it's happened before. But at the same time, Mullins should be able to get to the mat. And if she gets to the mat, I know people are super down on Mullins here, but her grappling on top, her top side grappling is really, really dangerous. And I think Mullins can really put the hurt on Miss Segula here, Miss Sloppy over here. But
you like that nickname?
I mean, it's fine. I mean,
to his credit, and I'll give him this amount of credit, which isn't saying much. It's the best nickname he's come up with tonight.
Oh, that's brutal. I'm a sucker for alliteration, so I do like the double S there.
It's like sloppy seconds, sloppy
I'm a sucker
segunda.
for some sloppy, so I don't know about.
Yeah. That's kind of like if you're putting together where the angles might have been for this nickname, you finally come around to what we were looking for.
When I come around.
There you go.
I like that.
Also, shout out to McPooperton in the comments. McPooperton is fantastic. Always in his live chats and just great.
McPooperton, did you subscribe to the channel?
I really
If
hope
you haven't,
did.
I
That
take
would
back
be
what I
kinda-
said.
Right.
I don't
yeah.
think he has.
Let's
He's-
avoid
I don't know that
any,
I'm his big. I don't know that he's a big fan of me, but
Hey, listen,
I'm
he
happy
loves
that he's
you.
here.
It's flattery, you know. He's showing you all this attention. So I hope you guys don't leave a mess as you're glazing over the guru. But please join us live every Thursday as we get
Please no
sloppy.
glazing.
But every Thursday, 8:00, we're having a great time. I hope you guys can see that. Yeah, hell yeah, we can take your troll, and we love it. It's a good time, man. It makes the chat a little more
TB
fun.
can take way more than you're trolling, if you know what I'm talking about.
Jesus,
And he's very
Christ.
interested in that. So make sure you DM him. For some of
Jesus
that.
Christ. Anyways, I have a great time with all my people out here talking MMA. I don't know what the guru enjoys, but it sounds like he's projecting. I'll leave that for him to decide. But anyways, like guys, seriously, I really enjoy doing this so much. It's not about like I don't know. Really, what it all comes down to is like refining the process and trying to do a little bit better at picking and gambling on MMA. And I've probably had my most successful run recently overall, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. So I feel like we've kind of refined the process of like taking the dog shot only when you have good reasoning behind it, and not falling for these gigantic parlays of juice favorites and maxing them out. Right now, we're doing a little bit of that this week, but sometimes you got to just find the right answer. And when your Miles Johns minus 140 bet gets canceled, you got to make a few other plans. So here we are. Hope you guys enjoy UFC Vegas Apex 100 because, man, it's just we rate it like a 1.2 on the McPooperton scale. So, Tyler, what do you got to say for the people before we let Guru do a proper outro here?
Well, I want to say that first off, I rate this like an 8 out of 10 because it is a great card if you just want to see some violence, because I think we're going to get a lot of violence on this card. It's going to be a fun time. I wish we didn't lose a couple of fights, but actually losing the Dalby fight, having Dalby fall out, I think makes for more violence because I think we're going to get a finish now, whereas before I didn't think we would. So I like that. It would be a 10 out of 10 if it had my boy Julian Erosa on it, because any card with Julian Erosa is a 10. My favorite fighter. Absolutely love it. But yeah, no, so there's that. Everybody, you guys can find me at 130 MMA. You guys know that. If you haven't subscribed to Chronic Combat Conversations, you're missing out. These guys are fantastic. I love it. Watching these guys show, they have some of the best guests. They have that when they have fighters on, sometimes they have like the craziest interactions. Like they had Kyle Nelson on the other day, or I guess the other day, like months ago. And that was one of the most entertaining interviews I've seen in a long time. So that was great. So subscribe to these guys because we got to get them up to like at least 2,000 subs, right? That's what I want to see.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You guys can get awesome. To 2,000. We got to get to 1,000. So
you do have to get to 1,000, and I know that you're close, and that's what I want to see. I want to get 1,000 first, but 2,000. Let's get you there. I mean, if anybody that's subscribed to me that came over here and didn't subscribe to Chronic Conversations, my goodness, that's hard to say. It's a mouthful, guys. It's a mouthful. I didn't come here for a mouthful. When everybody would just do me a solid and subscribe to these fellas, because it was very, very gracious of them to have me on. So that's what I got to say.
Thank you.
Hilarious. Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely.
Really, really appreciate you, man. I'm wishing you the least of luck the next time you're on Brady's show.
It won't happen.
No, I know you're literally going to keep killing it. I'm just glad you're not on for hopefully this week to hit your Jillian round 2, round 3 bullshit again.
Dude, right?
That shit's automatic. Seriously, thanks so much for being here, brother. Thank you all so much for tuning into the show. We love doing it. We love being here. We love the trolling. We love the listening. We love jokes. We love the conversations. Make sure you guys tune in every Thursday, 8 p.m. We will be back next week. We've got a big, big guest lined up for the pay-per-view. So make sure you tune in for that. You can follow my unbelievable co-host, TB Scouting MMA, over on Twitter, Verdict, Instagram, Picket, Tapology, and BetMMA. And you can follow me, the Guru Scouting MMA, over on Twitter, Verdict, Instagram, Picket, and Tapology. Again, seriously, thank you so much. We'll see you next week for MSG. I think it'll be the first time in 4 years that I'm not in attendance. Quite devastating. That shit's so expensive. So crazy stuff. Maybe we'll show up for fight day, though. Who knows?